Pre-watch? I have not pre-watched. I've not pre-watched.
Hot dog. Eternal hot dog. Restores health upon use. Is a sacred artifact.
This looks fucking terrible. That's okay.
I lit a bonfire. It went out. Bonfire, right? I lit a bonfire. It went out. A massive bonfire, by the way, not just like, you know, a small stack of wood. A massive
accelerants.
bonfire. I lit it on fire on one end, and it went out. And in a period of time later, I was like, I'll put some petrol on the other side. A burn off, right? I'll put some petrol on the other side, and I'll light it from the other side.
It's not like you.
Because obviously it's safe to do it from the other side, so that way I don't get burnt. And when I was putting the petrol on the other side, somehow the fumes caught light, and the jerry can effectively went woof in my face.
Has you not watched YouTube videos? People doing that.
And I didn't catch on fire, thankfully.
Do you want to know the tech as a person who bonfires constantly? The best tech for doing big ass bonfires. It's fire letters. Fire letters. There's no gas. It's a main accelerant. You just get like 4 chunks of fire letters. Boom. No, because every time if you use too much diesel and petrol, the gas when you go to light it, the gas ignites. Like it's vapor. It's a fucking vapor, and you get like a mini explosion, and that's where your eyebrows get burned off and your face gets burnt. It's not the play. But if you're gonna do it, then light a stick on fire and throw it in. It's the tech.
What the fuck was Quin's build? I keep hearing about Quin build, but like, no bullshit. What was his build? What is the story of the Quin build? Like, actually. 0 DPS. I understand it did no damage, but like, what was the plan?
I did damage.
He just press slam and uses nothing else. It's a classic style of having no damage. Thought that was good. Okay. Thorns damage. People hit you. He makes immortal characters, but they have 5,000 DPS. So he tries hardcore with like immortal characters and just does no damn. Aren't there like DPS checks though? Am I crazy?
He's being gaslit, bro. He's being gaslit. He's being gaslit. He's being gaslit. Oh my god. Big take. He's the real Khan, the Khanarius. Sick and holy. I haven't looked at the patch notes chat. What do? I can barely talk. Oh, my whole neck hurts so much. It's weird. It's not weird. It's like you get throat pain. It's like the neck, bro. Oh, it's all up here. It hurts so much. Oh, fuck. Let's watch the Let's watch the GG videos, Jet. Wait, where is it? Here we go. I've not seen the stuff. Oh my god, they announced so many things, dude. What the fuck? It's like a possum is having sex with like a car outside. Duplex this.
Fuck all the gear. All the gear feels so boring in this game. Nothing actually feels good. I don't know, like, I don't know any stat on any gear that I care about. Besides maybe weapon.
It's a skill issue, bro.
At least in the leveling phase. Maybe end game it gets different, but like right now it's just, I'm just a Diablo freak. I really am. I like that instant satisfaction and dopamine. Finding legendaries while leveling, etc. I don't get that here.
It's not based. No, it's not based because it's actually the opposite. So Diablo has the surface level dopamine of like they put like a thing that's very easy to understand and it's super exciting. And you get the green up arrow, and that's all you need. And you're like, oh wow, but it's surface level. No, whereas there's more complexity to the Path of Exile systems. But the gear has actually got a lot more depth and more interesting and more fun. And this, it's one of those things where it is literally, well, not a skill issue, but a knowledge issue. If he played the game more, he would know. And that's the thing, right? It's one of those things where it's like, you got to play the game for a while to just, get it. And once you get it, then you can't go back. And he'll feel the opposite. He'll try to play Diablo, and he'll be like, nah, the gear feels so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
You don't
true.
know how Quinn met Abby? He had a confirmed girls list, and he hit them all up.
Wait, what? Wait, what are you? What is this tech? Wait. Can you...
This is before the Me Too stuff and all the freaks started doing weird shit. Okay. It's before everyone started doing weird shit.
7,777,777,777. Just kidding. I am a freaking cat in real life. Toot. A warm welcome back to the sick man of Aotearoa, New Zealand. I hope you managed to get rid of the hemorrhoids. After a 30-hour permanent ban, I have voluntarily reconsidered my position. I'm no longer a sickness denier. Quin's health is in great danger. He has all the illnesses. He has the biggest illnesses. Please, save him.
Glorious leader. 祝您身体健康. Glorious.
Oh my god, it's an interview as well.
Please, Tyrone, I'll do anything. I'll fucking suck your dick.
Oh
you want me
God.
to eat your shit? I'll eat your fucking shit in front of Abby.
What the fuck?
Can I have rare welcome to the circus? Sure. 2. Bitch. Clara would have wanted you to shut the fuck up, RN. Bad.
I need like a TTS app. I need a way to better TTS chat.
This is a new low for you, Mr. Quinton Crabford. We are paying customers. We deserve you. Hear you raspy voice. 7. Developed. Low IQ's Quinton. A. F ads. Why aren't you using Quin HD to communicate with us? Smirk. Welcome back, little guppy. You have selected Herbie as the default voice.
Test. Cock.
Hey lil bro, it's hard to hear you. Can you speak up a bit? Retard. Fat.
Fuck one shit. Me vocal cords a bit fried. Don't know. Me and the men had a blood clot deep throat competition, but me no badminton no.
Just speak, dude.
What idea do you want to bring to life?
Po2D Rust 69.
What's a skill you'd like to develop?
Snack time, snack time, snack time. Frick.
What's a
Less
skill
than
you'd like to
3.
develop?
Huh?
What's a skill you'd like to develop?
Sure.
Yo, Lil Biscuit Head, I wanted to make a funny T-test, but now that you are actually sick, I'll save it for next month. Psych!
What kind of project are you thinking of?
Hey Quan, why are cosplaying as Stephen Hawking today? Sup. Gameplay today? Welcome back, dude. Now time to destroy the tech one in Po2. Sure.
Okay, let's do this, guys! Get your PogChamps ready! We about to deep dive the huge Po news!
The dreamer showed me a path. But through discipline and training, I have forged my own.
In Return of the Ancients, we're adding the third ascendancy class for the monk, the martial artist. The martial artist took his training into his own hands and has spent decades mastering his proficiency of hollow techniques, building his body into the ultimate weapon. The monk may still walk the dreamer's path, but the martial artist redefines how, mostly by punching things very hard. Let's take a look at what he has to offer, starting with his exclusive skills.
Holy shite!
Hollow focus rings a
Well, activate throw bells periodically. Now, okay, we've read this one. Let's make the bells come. Make the bells come.
Ethnel for your foes. Ethereal bells constantly appear around you, and hitting them causes them to shatter with a powerful shockwave. These bells can always be killed and are always primed for stun, so using them with Killing Palm and Staggering Palm is ultra useful. These bells are also always critically hit. Why does that last bit matter? Well, Hollow Resonance thrives on critical hits. The final step for the bell-centric part of the martial artist is
Me likey the big bell. Very pogs. Also, lets you go full big dick slow attacks.
Strapping a bell to your back, which will ring out whenever you critically hit an enemy, delivering damage around you. Both of these bell skills are also quite good at stunning, which will come in handy later. If you prefer keeping your distance from the fray, Hollow Form lets your astral projections do the dirty work for you. While channeling, you constantly spawn clones of yourself that attack with skills of your choice. You can also spend power charges to spawn triple the clones, for maximum damage and maximum ruckus. Triple the clones, for maximum
that looks fucking potent!
Damage and maximum ruckus. And for the three of you who are thinking, but what about shapeshifting? Enjoy your meditating wolf. Of course, the martial artist has plenty to offer besides new skills, such as taking pride in his Ezomite training by tattooing runes into his flesh. Runic Meridians gives you 5 extra rune sockets to play with. Perfect for all the new runes you can find in the Runes of Elder League. If you want to focus on chaining together attack,
That would be super nice, HCSSF, because lots of flat stats.
Martial Adept and Martial Master focus on chaining together attacks.
Okay, when you gain a combo, gain additional combo. Minus 0.2 seconds to current energy shield recharge delay per combo expended when using skills.
Martial Adept and Martial
Skills can build and retain combo regardless of weapon set. Gain combo from all attack kits. Interesting.
Master are tailor-made for you, generating massive amounts of combo to spend on things like these.
What the fuck is this? Support skills can gain up to 10 combo. Supporter skills can expend all combo on use. Supporter skills lose combo if they generate no combo for 4 seconds. Supporter skills lose combo 50% slower. Supported skills deal 4% more damage per combo expended. Okay.
Protecting you while you do it. Remember how I mentioned being good at stunning might come in handy? Way of the Mountain covers you in a stony carapace when you immobilize enemies.
Yeah.
The stacks are easy come, easy go, but provide massive benefits, causing your attacks to deal a lot more damage, and reducing the damage you take from smaller hits to a tickle. Last, but certainly not
That shit seems janky as fuck. You will die real fast in HC using it because of the damage reduction profile, i.e. take no damage, boom! One shot, you're dead! GG, noob!
Not least, let's put on some nice normal gloves and... Wait, what the heck are these?
What are those? Honestly, they're pretty shit.
Way of the Stone Fist transforms any gloves you equip into fists of stone until you take them off. These gloves grant truckloads of evasion and energy shield, but more importantly, they transform the explicit modifiers on the gloves you equip, and yes, it works on everything. This, that, this, and yes, it works on everything. This.
The fuck?
This glove Ascend serum's kind of fucking cool because there is loads of different ways to build it and no shot they balanced it properly. So dead ass, there is going to be some broken interactions.
That.
How many fucking unique gloves did they make for this shit?
And yep, even these.
WTF?
Needless to say, there's There's a lot to discover about this one. So that's what the class can do, but how does it come together in practice? We've got a couple of endgame builds to show you to demonstrate the might of the martial artist. First up, the snowbound executioner wields a big staff, bells, and a very well-toned body to ice out his foes. Shattering Palm and Herald of Ice mow down packs of enemies and continuously trigger the shockwaves of both our bell skills. Because we're constantly freezing enemies, we're generating lots of Mountains teaching stacks to keep the damage flowing and protect us while clearing. And we're also taking full advantage of Way of the Stone Fist with this monstrous pair of gloves.
Holy shit! 1.1k elevation! 326, yes!
Against tougher targets, we switch to Ice Strike and deploy even more bells per second with a temper spell. Our cooldown reduction also allows
Spoilers!
Hollow Resonance to trigger as frequently as possible for even more damage. If you'd rather a little more fisticuffs, we've got a banger of a Hollow Palm technique build for you here. If you didn't know, Hollow Palm technique is a keystone on the regular passive tree that turns your fists into weapons in their own right, so it's perfect for martial artists. This particular build uses Staggering Palm's avalanche of projectiles to power up its whirling assault, and also gets great use out of Way of the Mountain thanks to how much it stuns enemies. But the centerpiece of the build is Hollow Form, and the huge benefits it gets from power charges, while clearing. We can rely and the huge benefits it gets from power charges. While
no lie, dead ass. The Hollow Palm power charge stack and shit looking fucking tight. Potent gameplay aura levels off the charts.
We can rely on Killing Palm's inbuilt power charge generation. But what to do about bosses? Well, we've made sure Killing Palm can handle those too. With Culmination and Aelith's Chimes providing a power charge.
So what, 4 combo points is 1 power charge. So 10, you can get 2 and a bit. 2 and a bit.
Charge engine, and Martial Adept cranking it into overdrive. Which means, when a boss crosses your path, you can just do this. It is clear to see the martial art
Log in!
artist is a well-disciplined powerhouse. So, which path will you choose? Decide for yourself on May 29th when Return of the Ancients launches. Thanks for watching, and see you then.
What's up with this Coomer shit my algo keeps putting up dead ass?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. On May 29th, we'll be launching our next content update for PoE 2, The Return of the Ancients. But not only that, Path of Exile 2 will be free to play for the weekend, and
Poggers!
And for the first time, we have a 50% off sale if you want to buy a key. If you've been waiting for the right time to jump in, this is it. Players on PC, Steam, Epic, and Xbox will get 3 days of free access to our biggest update yet, as well as a new league, the Runes of Elder. By playing Runes of Elder during the free weekend, you'll also be able to earn some cosmetics for your character. In the league, you'll carve powerful
guys. Guys.
Low-key, it's kind of weird that they're trying to promote it this hard, considering it's early access. And you'd think this would be primarily to try tune it correctly as best they can for 1.0 to make it as good as it could be, as to not draw someone in early and then they're not that committed, have a bad experience, then say, fuck PoE 2. But yeah, obviously game's free then, so I guess they're just trying to make money as much as they can. Classic.
runes into ancient remnants. But why stop there? Reach Clearfell Encampment to unlock the Ezomite Runescar's character skin that covers your character in bloody runic markings, inspired by Ezomite ritual traditions. Probably best not to attempt this one in real life though. Themed around the gothic atmosphere of the probably best not to
Ew! Icky!
attempt this one in real life though. Themed around the gothic atmosphere of the Chapel of the Fallen in Ogham Manor, the Candlemas portal effect transforms your portal into one befitting the living right. A worthy reward for those who can defeat Count Geonor at the end of Act 1. These microtransactions are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power in any way. We hope you enjoy the Return of the Ancients, and we'll see you on May 29th.
Quinn, about 3 weeks ago, you were bragging about being able to sniff rat piss and shit from a mile away like it was a goddamn superpower. Well, it turns out you can catch the hantavirus from doing that shit.
Free cosmetics! GG, I guess.
As you may remember, during Act 4 you were tricked into releasing an ancient entity from a Karui prison known as Tangmazu, the Raven Trickster.
Quinn, about 3 weeks ago, you were bragging about being able to sniff rat piss and shit from a mile away like it was a goddamn superpower. Well, it turns out you can catch the hantavirus from doing that shit.
Tangmazu delights in breaking the minds of those who step through his mirrors, and when touching one, he will attempt to destroy your mind with twisted abominations generated from your worst fears. In Return of the Ancients, the first time you approach one of his delirium encounters in the endgame, you will find Elder Maddox locked in a trance. His mind is trapped in one of Tangmazu's delusions, and you will need to free him. Once free, Elder Maddox demands that as you caused this problem, you should put it right. He asks you to travel west to the Withered Willow, the location he believes that Tangmazu first gained his powers. But be careful. As you travel there, the Raven Trickster will attempt to break your mind. Each map around the Withered Willow features delirium encounters. Now this is more than a simple quest upgrade. The mechanic of delirium has been overhauled and expanded. At the bottom of the screen, there is now a bar that indicates how deep into delirium you are. You can see which direction leads deeper by looking at the fog.
Already. Dead ass.
And the deeper you go, the more challenges you will face. By looking at the bar, you can see how long you have until the delirium ends. And you can also see special encounters that you will face if you're able to go deep enough into the fog. At the end of the bar is always the boss of the map, but we now have a variety of other encounters that you might find as you explore the horrors of your own mind. For example, you might encounter a purple mirror shard that when shattered will cause all the enemies to become more nightmarish. After hitting this, you'll notice the delirium demons are enhanced, significantly more powerful, larger, and scarier in general, along with more rewards. Or should you encounter a red mirror shard, you'll be sent into the depths of your mind. And must escape it while fighting off hordes of your worst fears. If you are able to do so, you will gain a powerful amulet with 2 instilled notables on it. Once you reach the Withered Willow, Elder Maddox discovers that a shard of the mirror is missing. You will need to track down Tangmazu and restore it if you have a hope of discovering how to defeat him, and that means entering the Raven Trickster's mirrors in an attempt to locate him. Each area around the Withered Willow contains delirium encounters, so that's a good place to start. As you do deliriums, some of the special encounters will drop liquid emotions. Normally these emotions can be used to instill amulets to add notable passive buffs to them, but in Return of the Ancients, emotions have a new function as well. Each one now has the ability to add crafted mods to jewels, allowing you to add specific mods to an item slot that can be quite difficult to roll. For example, Liquid Despair will allow you to add critical hit chance, while Liquid Suffering will allow you to add movement speed or Air of Effect to your jewels, but there are many more. Once you've done enough delirium encounters, the location of a grand mirror, an entrance into Tangmazu's realm, is revealed. But it won't be that simple to enter. Using his powers, he reflects the map boss for a ridiculous empowered fight, then destroys the entrance into his realm of madness. In order to find him now, you'll need to let the insanity fully into your mind. A strange fruit is left behind which you can consume to fully embrace the madness in an attempt to reach the Raven Trickster's realm.
Yeah, we already
Consuming the fruit will
watched
cover an
this.
entire area of the Atlas in fog, and every map you do in the fog will get progressively harder and harder as you explore the deeper reaches of your mind. At some point you enter a new layer. A simulacrum of your memories, twisted and perverted by the Raven Trickster. Should you be able to complete the simulacrum, Tangmazu will believe that you are worthy of a true challenge, and will let you take the remaining shard of his mirror, allowing you to enter his realm of madness back at the Withered Willow. If you dare to face him, it will be a fearsome challenge. So, that's the new storyline of Delirium.
What the fucking was that?
So, that's the new storyline of Delirium. As you can see, it's not only a questline, there are new mechanics, new crafting options, and new boss fights. But one question you might have is, what happens after? Well, once you've completed the story, grand mirrors will start appearing on the Atlas sometimes after completing Delirium encounters. After doing the grand mirror, you can select where on the Atlas you want to do your fruit-induced drug trip and get another key to fight Tangmazu. But this time, the fight will be quite a bit harder, and not only that, the fight will be able to drop a bunch of new uniques that were not available in the questline version. After doing a grand mirror, the decision of where to spread the fog can be important, because there are some potent emotions that only come from certain map bosses affected by Delirium this way. Like all emotions, they can craft special mods onto jewels, but these potent emotions can create mods that you can't get any other way. So for example, potent liquid melancholy is an emotion that can only come from human bosses, and allows you to add a variety of on-hit effects. Also, and allows you to add a variety of on-hit effects. Also, you might want to try instilling amulets with these emotions. They could have some interesting effects with some powerful notables that do not normally exist on the tree. Like Storm's Rebuke, which makes armor break boost your cold and lightning damage. But also notables from a clearly deranged mind, like Calm's Blessing. This skill allows you to ancestrally boost fire spells after using a Warcry. How about using an ancestral Flame Blast? Now, just like before, you can also upgrade the League by getting points for a dedicated Delirium Atlas tree. But this now works in a much better way and has much cooler effects. The maps in the Delirium area of the Atlas give you Delirium passive points for completing them, so it's easy to see how to progress. Some nodes will add new types of mirror shard encounters to your Deliriums. Like this one, which will pause the Delirium for some amount of time, allowing you to more easily get to higher depths. Or this one, which adds extra Delirium modifiers to monsters when you pick it up. There are also nodes that can add new types of drops, like this one which modifies Simulacrum encounters to add special liquid emotions, which can craft time-lost jewels. And nodes that apply to the Atlas mechanics of the League, like this one, which causes the Grand Mirror to spread Delirium fog over a larger area of the Atlas, potentially containing multiple Simulacrums. Alright, so that's the changes to Delirium. The core mechanic now includes a bunch of new things to find, new monsters to kill, and has new mechanics on the Atlas. It also has new crafting system for jewels, and over 20 new unlockable notables for amulets. Not only that, but you have a new pinnacle boss with a bunch of new unique items, and a massively upgraded Atlas tree just for Delirium.
I steal 15 more. Enemy hits take would deal less than equal to. Fuck that shit, dude.
Mobilize enemies. The stacks are easy come, easy go, but provide massive benefits, causing your attacks to deal a lot more damage, and reducing the damage you take from smaller hits to a tickle.
More hits, less hits? Sounds good.
Last, but certainly not least, let's put on some nice normal gloves and...
What the fuck just happened? More global evasion rating and shit. It's nicer that they're bigger. I can read it better. Class of upper. I'm just rosé over here right now, dude.
Oh. Huh? Yeah.
When you first complete a ritual in the endgame, Aoife, a lost spirit, will appear. She appears to need your help, but isn't able to communicate more than a few words, beckoning you to come to the Wildwood. Like the other leagues, Ritual now has a place on the Atlas to call home. The Wildwood could be found to the west. When you first arrive there, Aoife's spirit will guide you in, where you will discover that inside the Wildwood, spirits can take physical form. Aoife has been bound to this place by the King in the Mists, and requests that you free her, but in order to do so, you will need her body, currently in possession of the King. To reclaim it, you will need to gain an audience with him. Inside the Wildwood, there are many ritual encounters to complete. Like before, in each area, triggering rituals will resurrect the nearby bound monsters to attack you, and killing the monsters will give you tribute. In addition, each ritual you do in the area will add the monsters from the previous ritual, making the encounters much more challenging the more rituals you complete. Once you've completed them, spend your tribute to get items. Now, an important change to the rewards of Ritual is that all the items in the reward window are now uniques or omens, making this league's rewards much more valuable than before. In order to gain an audience with the Nameless King, you need to sacrifice tribute to him. Any remaining tribute you don't spend can be sacrificed this way to fill up this bar. Once you have enough tribute for an audience, return to the Wildwood to divine his location with the Nameless Shrine. His location will be revealed deeper in the Wildwood, and you will need to make your way to him, kill him, and get Aoife's body. Using her body, you can attempt to release her spirit, but this is when you learn about the true threat of the League. The Wildwood is built on top of an ancient prison. The King in the Mists didn't gain his power out of nowhere. He was granted it by an ancient being of darkness known as the Bodark, and the Nameless King's use of this power has been causing the prison to weaken. In order to prevent the Bodark from entering the world, a champion will need to enter its prison and beat him back, but those with a name are unable to survive there. In order to do so, you will need to transfer your name to another with a new mechanic in the Ritual League, the Rite of the Nameless. The rite will begin in a nearby forest. At first, it appears to be a regular ritual encounter, but that will soon change. The final ritual of the area will include the map boss, and defeating him will give you a piece of the effigy onto which you will transfer your name. But the ritual is still not complete. Once the map boss is defeated, the Atlas will open, and you will need to pick another adjacent map to continue the ritual. During the rite, each adjacent map will have different rewards to tempt you. So for example, if you go in this direction, you gain significantly more tribute, but if you go in this direction, the uniques in the reward window will turn into currency instead. You can also sometimes get offered specific items that will be added as rewards. So in this case, you'll have to choose if you want to get 5 Chaos Orbs or a Mage Blood. A difficult decision, I'm sure. Now, as this is one continuous ritual, the encounters in the next map won't start from scratch. They contain all the monsters that were gathered from the rituals of the previous map as well, making them harder and harder. And that includes the map boss too. You will need to defeat both map bosses in the final encounter for your next effigy piece.
It looks stupid as hell, bro. stupid as hell. And it favors builds that are OP and meta. The more OP and meta you build is, the more enjoyment you're gonna have. Oh, just dead ass.
It still doesn't end there. Pick another map, another reward, and add another map boss to continue until the ritual of the Nameless is complete. It will take 5 maps in all, and will be an incredible challenge. But once complete, you can return to the Wildwood to perform the final rite. Transfer your name to the effigy, adorn the crown of the Nameless King, and enter the prison. Now, of course, once the Pinnacle boss is complete, the League doesn't end there. As you do rituals on the Atlas, you can continue to give tribute to the King in the Mists for another audience. Pick another forest to begin the rite of the Nameless once more, and this time with a harder Pinnacle boss and new unique items to find. Of course, we've also significantly upgraded the Ritual Atlas tree. Get points by completing maps in the Wildwood, and you'll be able to unlock some pretty cool nodes. Some of them affect the Rite of the Nameless, like this one, which extends its duration. You thought fighting 5 map bosses at once was hard? How about 6? Or this one, which makes maps during the rite have more reward mods, often having 2. You also have nodes that allow things to combine with other content, like this one, which gives a chance for rituals to be created inside summoning circles, adding a random boss to the ritual encounter. There is even a node which adds a new type of possible ritual, the Audience with the Queen, which causes the Bride of the King to sometimes appear.
DEI, bro, DEI. Bro. Oh, man. Oh, fuck, dude. I'm done.
Hey, chat. Yeah, I've been sick. When did the sickness start? The exact moment I stopped taking creatine. Well, luckily, I got the Neuralink implant that lets me transmit my thoughts directly into TTS to reduce strain on my voice. Penis, 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 penis. Some guy named Sebastian's penis. Metal 1 penis. Metal greased up abs.
Po login. What are the odds you play a facebreaker build? Rare Quin W take.
Hello, chat. I am back from my, let's say, health problem. Don't be mad that I needed 2 days to watch Alcazar's build and copy every single thing. I am gonna be the best non-ethical, I mean ethical gamer in PoE to the season. Let's go, boys.
Tea time.
Please, Arbiter of Ash, I'll do anything. I'll fucking suck your dick. Please? I'll do anything. You want me to eat your shit? I'll eat your fucking shit live on Twitch. Just please let me pause just once.
Hi Quin, E2 on you unique to Po? Also can I get a welcome to the circus? Glad to see you recovered from the hentai virus.
Hey buddy, honestly I understand you're sick and your throat is really bothering you, but holy fuck your typing ability is worse than yours. I have never seen someone so terminally online that can't even type a basic sentence or word.
If you speak Chineseese, is that racist? Chet, I am sick. My fingers don't type on the keyboard right. They didn't get their 8 hours of sleep. My fingers need their 8 hours quality sleep.
Can I get a welcome to the circus king? Much love. Oh my god Quin, you finally stopped using the voice filter. Strong be nice chat, no bully parsi vibes Quin. Loving the new carnage TTS. By all that is holy, I summon Fishmoly. Glad to see you back. You feeling better? ZDPS is the way. I like this version of Quinn. Smiley. Pog. Love you, you chunky bish.
Sorry, boys, I can't talk right now, but it's okay. Stephen Hawking agreed to give me his speech device with a few tweaks from a elongated cock rat. What do you boys think? Are you excited for No Mic PoE2 League launch?
I'm off. Duckass. Legalize meth. Hope you feeling better. I missed your quote-unquote hot takes and potent reacts. Sure.
Get better soon. Quinny also adds scuba permanently. It is net positive.
Okay, we good.
Chill quiet patch notes read question mark.
Guys. Ain't no way I'm reading the patch notes. But then I want to see the patch notes. So what do? I don't want to do AI read them.
You can pause when you get knocked down and reset. That sounds like cheating. So Quinn, then Quinn's a cheater. I said it.
Yo, name a single other streamer who's done HCSSF. Full campaign, no pausing, no logouts. Forsen literally failed. Forsen failed, completed. Oh wait, you can't, it's just me. I'm the only example. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. I could watch a recap. Let's just watch a recap of it. I'm just gonna watch a recap of it. That way I can someone else reads it out for me, right? Oh fuck. A recap. Yeah, we go. Look at this one works. This one works. There we go. This works. What do you guys reckon? I think this. Bro, there's no shot I can read it. I cannot read the patch notes. Every sin as I speak, my voice gets more cooked. Get a more dirty for you, but I can't. Yeah, okay, TTS versus just doing a human that does it succinctly. Don't speak, just read. Are you insane? Are you insane? What is this? What are you guys reckon about this? This AI slop. Why did he make that? Why did he make that? Okay. Oh, there's no way, bro. I'm just gonna do it like this. I mean, it's either, or I could just wait and then do patch notes. I mean, I don't know if I can. How much is my fucking shit gonna recover overnight? It feels like it got worse because I talked yesterday. Like I'll just watch it. I need to know the knowledge so I know what to practice. I need to know.
The patch notes for Path of Exile.
I trust Dreamcore.
To Return of the Ancients have finally arrived, and it's a big one. There are a lot of changes that were expected, and quite a few unexpected ones too. So in this video I'm going to cover my 3 biggest winners and 3 biggest losers for patch 0.5, beginning with the losers. And we're starting with Energy Shield Recovery. This is likely the largest overall nerf in the patch, with a huge amount of dedicated patch notes for
good riddance. Fuck ears. Fuck ears. Fuck the ears, cucks. Little ears, bitches.
For various parts of the game, making up a huge overall change to both how fast you can recover Energy Shield and how reliable that recovery will be. Most of these changes are aimed at the core recovery mechanic of Energy Shield, which is Energy Shield Recharge. By default, in PoE 2, Recharge only begins after a 4-second period of not taking any damage to Energy Shield, and the base recharge rate is 12.5% per second, so it's much weaker baseline than the PoE 1 counterpart, but a lot of that was made up for by the large availability of modifiers that provide big increases to both the recharge rate of Energy Shield and the faster start of the recharge mechanic. This meant that in previous patches you could invest a trivial amount of passive points and maybe a few gear modifiers to ensure that whenever you did take some damage, you could fairly reliably recover that lost resource after a short while. However, in this patch, Energy Shield Recharge is firmly in the crosshairs of GGG, and most
Deserved, bro. Deserved.
Most of these changes are coming from the passive skill tree, which has taken a huge hit in this regard, but there's also significant changes for gear, such as this one where you're no longer able to obtain faster start of ES modifiers on body armors, foci or jewellery, which is kind of wild. On the passive tree, many of the modifiers that provided increases to the rate the Energy Shield recharges have been outright removed or replaced, whilst modifiers that made recharge kick in faster are significantly nerfed. Most of those are now only providing half as much as before, or in some cases even less than half. And this list here mostly only compiles the broad changes to the passive skill tree. There are also more nerfs to this mechanic beyond the tree, for example some socketables and unique items that provided Energy Shield recharge rate or faster start of Energy Shield recharge now provide much less of those stats, or in some cases they don't provide them at all anymore. Now these changes are going to result in quite a significant power loss for pure Energy Shield setups in particular, which were one of the strongest performing defensive setups in previous patches, and to achieve similar levels of both recharge rate and recharge delay as before, you're going to now need to invest a lot more into this mechanic, more passive points spent, more sockets and modifiers on your gear, but notably the amount of Energy Shield pool that you can reasonably obtain is largely unchanged, and GGG discussed in the Q&A that they'd like this resource to be more of a defensive barrier that competes with armor and evasion, and less of a replacement or competitor to life.
Ooh.
So these are the steps they're taking to try and achieve that. However, one of the other overperforming...
That sounds like Ward. That sounds like Ward. They're trying to turn ES into Ward. ES cucks like to be full ES cucks though, don't they?
Defensive setups is Hybrid, Evasion, and Energy Shield, which is also taking a hit in 0.5 as a result of quite a large nerf to Ghost Dance. This persistent skill would provide instant recovery for your Energy Shield based on your Evasion rating upon being hit, and it would do this by expending a Ghost Shroud stack, which were gained on an interval. But in the upcoming patch, it will now instead provide regeneration over a 4-second period after being hit, which is still quite good and will provide more overall recovery on a per shroud basis, but notably, the window to gain Ghost Shrouds is going up significantly, and it's no longer tied to the duration stat. So you can't invest into reduced duration or socket compressed duration into the skill anymore, and instead, this window is affected by modifiers to cooldown recovery rate. This is a big change because
it was just the shit was just a fucking gem, right? A spirit gem before. So if you had Evasion ES, you could just put that shit in and it was basically broken, right? Yes, that's insane. It's a giga nerf.
Cooldown recovery rate modifiers are generally quite hard to come by, and perhaps more importantly than that, they're calculated differently. Even with an absurd amount like 100% increased cooldown recovery rate, that would only half this window. And realistically, for most builds, you're not getting anywhere near as much as that. So this hybrid archetype is going to be a bit more threatened now because it's lost the burst recovery that it used to have before, and you're now only going to be recovering at a baseline of 2% of your evasion rating per second because this modifier doesn't stack. It only checks if you've...
Yeah, I did a Titan Ghost Shroud build. Everyone said I was crazy. Your shit was OP as fuck. Character was an unkillable god. Okay, he was an unkillable god until he died.
Been hit in the last 4 seconds and it's either active or not.
Well, no, look. Bullshit.
So overall, these are some of the most substantial nerfs in this patch, and builds that relied on Energy Shield in previous patches are going to feel a lot weaker in 0.5. You'll still be able to get a large pool of this resource, but recovery may pose a problem. Next up in the biggest losers is the Pathfinder. Now in 0.4, Pathfinder was one of the most played ascendancies, mostly for bow-based poison setups, and if it wasn't for the addition of the Druid class in the Fate of the Vile League, which added a whole bunch of new skills and playstyles, well, we likely would have had another Deadeye situation from patch 0.3 where the ascendancy made up almost half of the played classes in the early weeks of that league. However, the Pathfinder's popularity has driven some big nerfs to this ascendancy in the upcoming patch. Firstly, the overwhelming toxicity node, which doubles the maximum poison count you can inflict on enemies, is having its less poison duration modifier increased from 35% less to 50% less. This one is brutal. The base poison duration is 2 seconds, so with this notable allocated on a Pathfinder, you'll begin scaling your poison duration from just a 1 second baseline. And to use this node effectively, you need to ensure that you have the means to maintain your maximum poison stacks on single targets to get the full benefit. Now this means that on many builds, you're now going to need to invest even more into either your poison application speed, for example your attack speed, or just your poison duration to maintain those stacks. And this also means that mechanically, some skills will be superior right off the bat simply due to how they function. For example, skills like Gas Grenade or Gas Arrow that create poison clouds on the ground, these clouds constantly inflict poison on an interval, and whilst you can't modify the application interval directly, you can stack these clouds on top of each other, and that means that they naturally can help to maintain poisons on a target. However, I think the larger impact of this nerf will be in regards to other poison builds popping up on different ascendancies, using the investment that they would have gone into for poison duration and application speed on a Pathfinder to simply invest into more damage instead, to compete with the double poison stat cap directly with less poisons that deal more damage individually. But this isn't the only change to Pathfinder in this patch, because this ascendancy is also receiving another nerf to a notable that was actually picked even more, that's the running assault node, which was selected on an incredible 84% of Pathfinder builds in 0.4. This node now only provides 30% less movement speed penalty from using skills while moving, down from the previous 50%, which is quite significant, and that means that these builds are generally a bit slower, and if you also consider the defensive nerfs to evasion and energy shield from the previous section, these builds will likely get hit a bit more because they're a bit slower. And
this is the meta-cuck builds, right? This is like the shit where they're just fucking... You see some dude zooming through a map, just everything's dying instantly. It's the fucking stupid ones, yeah. It's good.
Then they'll have a harder time recovering from those hits. Notably, however, the immunity to heavy stuns while sprinting still exists on this node, so it's still going to be very good even after this change. Now let's move on to the third and final loser for this video. It's Expedition. Yeah, I'm talking about the League mechanic itself because for some reason in 0.5, the way Expedition functions is being changed to just make it worse. Each explosive will now wait to explode until most of the monsters from the previous explosion have been killed. I feel like this change just removes some strategy.
Huh? 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 Wait, that's like half... What I do is I let them all pop off, and then once they all popped off, I let them group up and I fucking AoE them down. I don't know if I like that. This should be a fucking thing you can spec into, like a multi-choice thing. This shouldn't be just default.
From this mechanic, you're no longer able to wait for all of the explosions and attempt to clear them all at once. Instead, you now need to wait and clear each area separately. And I just see this as an overall net negative. They're removing some choice that you had before in terms of how you interact with these encounters, and now you just must do it this one way. I don't really have much else to say about this, I just hope that they decide against this change.
They should just put it as a multi-choice node, dude. 100%. On the expedition tree.
Okay, let's move on to the biggest winners, beginning with totems. Yeah, this is definitely one of the unexpected changes in 0.5. Totems are getting a lot of love. Ancestral Bond is being reworked to now have some more specialized interactions with totem skills that spend charges to be placed, that being spell totems and ancestral warrior totems. When you have this keystone allocated, you'll no longer have any skill cost to place totems, and those totems that usually require charges will be placeable without spending those charges. The keystone also no longer removes the
Wait, so that complete cancer gameplay of like, oh, I'm gonna generate charges. Oh yeah, now I'm gonna put down a totem that's like a ancestral warrior totem. You don't have to do that. You can actually just put them down. It's like, so it's basically PoE1 totems. Not fair. I mean, what the fuck? I feel like that is a lot of stuff in PoE2 feels like that, where it's like there's just way too many conditions to do stuff. I mean, yeah, this definitely seems very PoE1 inspired. It's different design.
The limit entirely on totems, and instead now doubles the limit that you already have. So for example, a level 23 spell totem has a base limit of 3 totems, so with the keystone allocated, you'll have a limit of 6. Lastly, Ancestral Bond is keeping its reservation cost of 75 spirit per totem, and this means you're going to be able to play a pure totem build in 0.5 that doesn't require some obscure method of obtaining huge amounts of charges. But to do so, you'll need to obtain a large amount of spirit and likely forgo the use of any other reservation skills. Importantly, generic reservation efficiency and reservation efficiency for meta skills will work to lower the reservation required per totem. This means that efficient inscriptions is likely going to be the best in slot anoint for totem builds, and we may see some players going for Invoker too, as this ascendancy has access to 50% of this stat. With these modifiers, you'll be able to maintain a higher total totem count with less total spirit, and you'll likely want a combination of both reservation efficiency and spirit stacking to reach your maximum.
Seems like it's going to be kind of OP, right? Am I crazy?
Totem cap. However, this wasn't the only improvement to totem setups in 0.5, because there are also 2 targeted buffs for each of the Ancestral Warrior Totem and Spell Totem. If you didn't know, Ancestral Warrior Totem had a ridiculous delay which wasn't even visible on the gem. Palsteron found that out the hard way last patch, and that's being removed in this upcoming update, and it will now instead have a delay that's based on the attack time of the socketed attack. This means that you'll be able to scale attack speed to lessen the delay, which is a bit...
Anytime they do this flat added delay bullshit, it's so bad, bro. It's so shit. It's always like, stop doing that. Stop.
Big win. But the bigger win is coming for spell totems, which will now be usable while moving. Now, we don't really know exactly what this will look like for 0.5, but the previous totem summoning animation was really bad, so being able to move at the same time will be a big improvement, even if the movement speed penalty is harsh. And I do have to question here why this wasn't also passed on to Ancestral Warrior Totem, considering it's not like you're actively swinging your mace to summon a totem, so why can't we also move whilst using that skill too? Next up in the biggest winners, it's resistance swapping. Absolutely huge win for PoE2 in this upcoming patch. Resistance swapping has been one of the most requested crafting additions to the game for a long while now, especially after the crafting improvements of the last several leagues combined. It feels like this was one of the last things that needed to make its way into the game to make that gear progression for your character feel that much smoother. Well, in 0.5, you'll now be able to do just that with the new Flux currency items that can be crafted using the new Runes of Alder Remnant crafting mechanic. These items will allow you to switch resistance modifiers on your gear from one elemental type to another. And I don't really have too much else to say on this topic, other than I think this will just be a great addition to the game.
Yeah, I like this. Speaking as SSF Kirk, this is nice as fuck.
Especially in regards to SSF, and I just hope they're not too rare to come across.
Yeah, there it is.
Lastly, in the biggest winners for this video is the campaign improvements. Now, we already had a bunch of information a while back about the coming campaign improvements in 0.5, but the patch notes have revealed even more.
Oh, do they spoil them in the patch notes? No way.
And these are really good changes. We're going to see some improvements to the area order in Act 3, and these combined with some areas being shortened, and this massive change right here.
Oh my god. Oh. Ooh. But yeah, oh my god, thank fuck. No, these things, dude. This was like the second most cancer zone in the game. This was like confusing as hell. It makes no sense. No, this is all good changes.
Here to the waterway zone, where the levers are simply replaced with pressure plates that you walk over, will make a vast difference to the general feel of this act, which I think, all things considered, is one of those parts of the campaign that hasn't felt great overall compared to the rest of it, especially the middle section of Act 3, where you go through the sunken city and into the pyramid. Hopefully, those zones are the ones that have been addressed. But there are also more improvements here to Act 2 as well. There will now only be a single Dreadnought zone. This is one of the worst zones in the entire act in terms of layout and being swarmed by monsters, so running the layout once is an improvement.
Do you know what? I like that zone though, because it's terrifying, which is cool. It's different. because you can't move when people jump behind you and stuff. When you can't log out, it's scary as hell. I'm an enjoyer of that one. I don't understand why it's the second Dreadnought area. That's a really cool fucking zone. It's just short. I mean, it's there still, it's just shorter. Yeah.
And you now no longer need to visit the Helani Gates either to proceed at the start of Act 2. That means if you've freed Rizu, you can just progress straight away into the Traitor's Passage, which makes sense and is another good change. And I do hope that we continue to see these types of improvements over many patches, though I will say that Act 4 was a significant step up in quality, so perhaps we won't need many more of these types of changes in the future. We'll have to wait and see with Act 5 and 6, which are surely coming in 1.
I think Act 1 and Act 4 are correct. Act 3 it was the worst. And then Act 2 was just kind of like, and kind of confusing.
At the end of the year. But that's it. My 3 biggest winners and 3 biggest losers for patch 0.5. What are your thoughts on the patch notes for Return of the Ancients? Let me know by commenting below. And thanks for watching this video. As always, stay tuned and stay safe.
That's good. I mean, what? I'll be honest. How are people getting mad at this? Did he miss something in this video? It seemed everything was good. All their nerfs were good. Who's mad? Wait, but I mean, I saw Math at one when he was drunk, reading out people's comments. They were just raging. Bunch of clowns. Massive graphic nerf hidden in them. This would drastically reduce the power of items we can currently create. We would be interesting. Crafting methods that put a single guarantee modifier item now adds it as a crafted modifier. I'm just gonna need one single crafted modifier item. Ooh. That kind of fucks with meta crafting. I mean, it was obvious with the text, right? Aren't these new items? Am I crazy? Well, you can still use like targeted and nulls and stuff with the omens and targeted slams, but they're still not. What is this?
I mean what I'm about to say kindly, so don't take it in the wrong way. But as a Path of Exile 2 player, you need to open up your mind a little bit, broaden your horizons. I posted my patch note video yesterday, woke up to a bunch of comments everywhere on that video, on Reddit, on Twitter, every single place I looked, 2 players saying, nothing has changed. The meta is not shifted. Nothing was gutted. Nothing was nerfed. And yeah, while I agree nothing was devastated to the degree that I would like to see to make everything a lot less trivialized, lots of things were changed. Lots of things were added. How in the world is this game going to have a completely...
Wait, what? You're talking to try one of them to devastate. The Bale's doing this. That's fucking Giga Chat. Destroy all meta builds.
Static meta in 1 month's time. If I am wrong, I am wrong. But based on the uniques that we have seen, based on the balance changes that have been shared, based on the new ascendancies, all the new socketables, all the new ways to edit our gear with all these league mechanics, there's so many different things in the game now. And you're telling me nothing is going to change? Everything is going to be the same? I just, how is this a thing? Maybe what it is people hyper-focusing on the league start, the top 1% of builds, and completely blinding themselves to everything in the game. And while it does look like league start builds are determined at this point because, let's say, Twister wasn't necessarily changed, there's still so many different possibilities.
Why did he speed up the Age of Mythology music, dude, in the background? What's going on?
In the game that can reveal themselves once you actually start playing. And take this, if you don't limit yourselves to the best builds created by the best Path of Exile 2 creators, there's a lot more in the game for you to explore. So why don't you stop confining yourself to whatever your favorite creator does and make something of your own for a change, and see how Path of Exile 2 plays, see how the patch notes read then. I hope I wasn't too harsh there.
Yo, he just fucking destroyed you guys. Goddamn, dude, true. Nothing changed though. Oh man, I must admit, I wish I could just read the fucking notes, man. Dude, my throat hurts so much. My fucking I don't know what the hell this is, bro. My head's gonna explode. My fucking face, bussy nuts. I'm so weak. ZZ ran.
Beef with Quinn. Is it true you unfriended him? I blocked Quinn on everything, and I slapped him like a backhand, and he slapped me back, and then I slapped him back, and then he slapped me back, and we just stood there for 30 minutes like this. And then we started taking our clothes off, and then we started kissing.
I can explain, bro. Cruise shirts win. We're working on them. We're working on them. Just stress, right? Oh, dude, I have complete cancer, bro. Complete cancer. Okay. I think what I want to do. I think what I want to do is this. I think I want to have a nap. And then come back later. And then do like a no cam, no mic sheep farmer stream where I do some practice. Zero content. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, it's the play. Chat, think about it. Should I fucking try keep doing shit and yapping whenever it's clearly bad for my shit? Or should I try and not talk, not do anything, relax, and recover as fast as possible to be recovered for the league launch? Because what do we got here? Shit, it's in fucking 4 days, bro, and I'm dying. It's in 4 days and I'm fucking dying. That's what she has usually, but yeah, that's all I can do, man. What the fuck do you want me to do, bro? Like, like at least that way, there's something happening on the screen. Adding watching a dev interview whilst not doing any commentary, like it's cool, but that's not. If you're adding no value, then what are you doing? You might chat. Must just watch it off stream. If you need my good takes, you don't believe it or not, chat. My good takes are what makes it good. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll do a poll. Fuck it. Wait, no, this is bad to do a poll. I could technically watch this dev interview and just skip past the shit questions. And there's no commentary. And I'll just emote IRL my reactions. I could just emote. I wonder if I just watch it on. Dude, this is bad. If anything, I should watch the fucking. I tell you what. I tell you what, dude. I tell you what. This is what I'm gonna do. Anyone who wants to watch Michael's zero content stream, I'll do a second stream after taking some drugs and rested a bit on Sheep Farmer. Okay, and I will react to this. And by react, I mean I will literally just sit there. It'd be the same as Force's stream. Okay. How many hours? I don't know, like an hour or two? Like an hour? I don't know. Okay. Otherwise, thank you for chilling out, boys. Turbos. And I'll see you either later on or I'll see you tomorrow, boys. I'll see you tomorrow. Pray for me, chat. I need the sickness to be gone. I need the sickness to leave. Dear Jesus, let the sickness leave my body before the league starts. Dude, like, what am I gonna play? I think I want to play the monk. The issue is the second I'm streaming, dude, I want to yap, and it's bad. I can't stop, and it's just making my shit so much worse. Bro, but Jesus, cure me. Cure me.
Attention. He has awakened. I have no time to explain. I can only say that he calls himself God Gamer. Irob _ has _ better _ gameplay gifted a tier 1 sub to Valley Girl Voice. They have given 439 gift subs in the channel. 177,707,000. Bro has a 2-hour yapathon with Mathil 1 but can't talk on his own stream. Sue said. Rob _ has _ better _ gameplay gifted a tier 1 sub to low testosterone. They have given 440 gift subs in the channel.
My plans.
Yo, what up, Quinny boy? Speak up loud, bro. We can't hear you. Are we doing some bullshit asthma stream now? I'm out of here. Jamal out.
To be fucking fair, I think the waterways were fine. Just a bunch of POE2 tourists that doesn't want to do extra shit because they are too lazy to go find a job, wash their clothes or vacuum their floors. Lazy cucks.
SHH chat. I have a question for Quinn. Hey Quinn. Why do you refuse to accept that D4 is the superior game? Come back to me, Quinn.
Fuck talkative Trey.
Because he's jet-rated 69. Jet-rated, 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 jet-rated. 7.
I heard once that it's better to remain silent and be thought a circus clown than to speak